sensational. He deserves all the credit in the world. And I think, to me, he's just proven that, you know what, he's got ice blood in his veins. He ain't phased by the big moment. He showed up when he was called upon to do so and showed what he's capable of. And everybody has to stand down and accept that.
But the only thing that's confusing to me is what RC said when he said with his story is they're going to say who was the tougher of the quarterback.
Or he said whose era this was.
Panera's new Asiago bagel snacks are just $7.99 each, packed with bold flavors and here for a limited time.
Now, come on now. Come on now.
No, so let me explain that. I said, when historians watch the tape of their matchups, take away, I'm talking about when they watch the matchup, just that game, not what they've done throughout their careers, you're going to not know that Patrick Mahomes was who he was going into this game that That's what I said.
Yeah, look, he won everywhere he's been. He won at Alabama, and then Troy came in and replaced him in the championship game, and he goes on to, he transfers to Oklahoma, he wins there, he gets the college football playoff, and he comes in as a second-round draft pick, and he ends up taking the job over from Carson Wentz, and he hasn't looked back. All he does is win. Look, it's not going to be, because I think the thing is now, in the era in which we play it, guys, everybody's looking for the quarterback to throw that somehow end up with 4,000 plus yards and somewhere between 30 and 40 touchdowns. I'm not so sure, given the offense and how the offense is built, that that's going to be Jalen Hurts. But at the end of the day, do you really care if you're not throwing for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns, if it doesn't equate to wins on Sunday, and if it doesn't equate to you being in the Super Bowl? It doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, all I care about is winning. And he's done a lot of that since he's been a starter. And I think it's my time now. So for me, I'm going to look at the way I'm going to change the way I look at Jalen Hurts. He's not going to throw for the yard that Joe Burrow, guys. He's not going to throw for 4,500 and 5,000 yards. That's not who he is. That's not who this offense is. But I tell you what, now, and I hate this one because every time he starts to have success and they go to Super Bowl, he loses his offensive coordinator. So he's going to have another voice in his ear moving forward, Stephen. And you and I were talking about this just a while ago. I'm like, damn, as soon as Jalen Hurts starts, like, like the moment of offensive coordinator, he's only got another head coaching job.
That's a good point.
But Jalen Hurts has been sensational, and it's time for us to like, okay, Joe Burrow just and when we hype up, the thing is, when we talk about Jalen Hurts, that doesn't mean we're trying to crap on Joe, on Lamar, or Josh. We're just saying he's able to complete a task that thus far those three haven't been able to do.
Yeah. What we're going to say about Jalen Hurts, who he proved last night, he's unbreakable. And he's unbreakable. And he proved that this and this, for an athlete, will always matter more than anything else. And you have to give Jalen Hurts credit. This is a young man that was benched in the national championship game. Benched by the greatest college football coach of all time. Didn't break him. Had to go back in the year later. Transfers. And listen, I owe publicly Jalen Hurts an apology. I was probably one this year who's been the hardest on him. I'll go back a couple weeks ago when I said passing game's not good enough right now, and I don't think it's going to get better. All he's done since then is have his two best games of the year on the two biggest stages that the game has been on. The NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. He was sensational last night, and he was sensational in the NFC Championship game. He made one bad play last night in the Super Bowl against the fourth-ranked defense in the NFL that was giving up, on average, 18 points a game. One mistake, one bad play. And all Jalen Hurts has done is constantly believed in himself, no matter what anyone has said. And again, I've been one of those people, and constantly just gone to work and not allow the outside noise. We all can learn from that. Not allow the outside noise to affect him. He's a big game hunter. Stephen A., you kind of hinted at it. I don't think he'll ever pass a Joe Burrow or a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen talent-wise, and I still feel that way. I also said, but if he wins it, and it's a huge reason why, and he was, we will ask the question of, why can't you get it done, Joe? Why can't you get it done, Josh? And why can't you get it done, Lamar, just like Jalen has? And that's the question that we'll ask moving forward. Jalen did it. Those other guys now have to explain.
I'm an overpowered jigsaw. And if you don't have the right auto coverage, this can really blow your budget.
RC?
Well, bottom line,
bottom line is this. Jalen Hurts is off to the start of a future Hall of Fame career. I'll say it. Y'all ain't got to say it, but I will. We were arguing about whether or not Eli Manning was going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We all agree that Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer, but some of us didn't think that he should be first ballot. But he's going to get in because there's two ways that quarterbacks get into the Hall of Fame, right? They're either so individually talented, have these astounding stats that their individual play and the fact that they allow their teams to continue to be competitive gets them in, or they're these very good players, these incredible leaders with the clutch genes. 20 as a quarterback in the regular season, 37-10 since 2022. He's 6-3 in the playoffs. He has 2 Pro Bowls, a second-team All-Pro, and he was second in MVP voting, and he's also now a Super Bowl MVP. So in his 5 years in the NFL, he's gone to 2 Super Bowls, which means he has two AFC championships, and he's won a Super Bowl. He's also outplayed the best quarterback of this era 2 times on the biggest stage. That's the start to a Hall of Fame career. It's not about what the numbers look like. If we can sit here and say that this person or this person allowed their team to win, this person or that person has 2 championships, this person beat Tom Brady twice on the biggest stage, and that's why he belongs in the Hall of Fame, why aren't we saying that about Jalen Hurts? If we change Jalen Hurts' name to Eli Manning, are we right now looking at him and saying, this is a guy who's on a Hall of Fame trajectory? We absolutely are. The problem is, people still remember that Jalen Hurts was pulled for Tua Tagovailoa. People still remember that their perception of him was that he needed to be a better passer. And 2 weeks ago, before we got to the NFC Championship, I said, yep, Jalen Hurts good enough to pass on this stage and win a championship. And then a week later, I said, it seems that history matters for every other quarterback. We still talk about what Josh did in a 2021-2022 divisional playoff game against Patrick Mahomes as the reason we love him so much and believe in him in the playoffs. Why don't we feel that way, or why didn't we feel that way about Jalen Hurts before this game? This man is on a future Hall of Fame trajectory right now, today, and we have to say that.
Go ahead.
That's real.
I can answer that. Hold on. There's nothing to dispute about that argument, but one thing and one thing only. Everybody that was questioning him up to a few weeks ago was justified in doing so. Just like today, the answers have been provided. The questions were created by him as well. The questions were not just created by him, it was created by the Eagles as well. Now, obviously, Saquon Barkley is a sensational bowler. But after week 5, the Eagles led the entire league in rushing attempts. And they were dead last in passing attempts. Would that happen with Josh Allen? Would that happen with Lamar Jackson? Would that happen with Patrick Mahomes? Would that happen with Joe Burrow? The answer is no. So my point is, you still find yourself justified at the time in asking the questions. Now, when I predicted that he was going to win the Super Bowl, what did I say? They're going to sit up there, they're going to load the box against Saquon or whatever. They're going to sit up there and say, Jalen Hurts, go out there and beat you. I said, I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. But I didn't know. I believe, but I didn't know. Well, I did not know because he hadn't been in that position. We saw him perform exceptionally well, outplay Patrick Mahomes in Super Bowl 57. He loses both coordinators. Okay, the team loses both coordinators, and then the Eagles plummeted. Last year, they lost the last 6 games of the year, like 6 of the last 7 games of the year. Yeah. And so we came into this year. I'm just saying, he answered the question, and he deserves all the credit in the world. But those
I gave my mom, JC, and Justin a couple nugs. I got a good enough nug to smoke now, and I got some bud for later, so I'll be alright. I love you. Can't wait to see you. I know you're tired. I know you're busy. I know you're dealing with mad shit. Just hit me when you can. I love you. Be safe.
Questions were justified. It's just that he answered the question.
Real quick, Shay, before you jump in, Steve,
I think
when
the
we look
questions
at your
were
sport,
justified, a lot of the hate wasn't.
Well, I don't know what the where was the hate?
real quick, Stephen A. But when we look at the NBA, you know the guys that just show up when the lights are the brightest, the clutch guys. You can count on them to make the shots. Is it fair to say that he's the second most clutch quarterback now in the NFL? Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes.
I don't even know if you say he's second to Patrick Mahomes
In terms of clutch, as if because
I
when
know
he's going against Patrick
I know
Mahomes in
it's
the Super Bowl
tempting
stage,
to ask that,
he's
but
bald.
we've seen Patrick Mahomes in the past. But when we look at all these other guys, the Lamars and the Burrows, I mean, and Josh, is it fair to say that he's more of a winner? He's more of a clutch player?
Well, listen, you could say that. I would tell you that he's right as far as I'm concerned. I'm not even willing to I'm not talking about overall total resume. I'm just talking about in terms of clutch. When you talk about Super Bowl appearances, he's outplayed Patrick Mahomes. What I will say, however, is this. If I'm Josh Allen, if I'm Lamar Jackson, okay, if I'm Joe Burrow, what I could say as a retort to the RCs of the world or to a question like yours, Andrew, like that is, I mean, we ain't had no defensive line that played like that. I have my defensive line that played like that and caused that kind of havoc with Patrick Mahomes. Sure. They could say that too.
That's the draft. Give high.
Yeah, but like
a lot of
I
those guys
know.
in the draft.
I heard Dan.
Went to the draft. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, but when I heard Dan say that Jalen won't be counted with those names, I agree with that to an extent in style of play, in production of play, all of those things. But I'm just talking about just Jalen Hurts singularly right now and what his career says to me at this point.
Congratulations, son. And that's what happened. They bought him on Saquon. What, 25 carries, 57 yards? 25 carries, 57 yards. Jalen Hurts threw the ball. Now, he didn't have to throw the ball much. 22 attempts, 17, 221, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. He did what was asked of him. When they took Saquon away, because a lot of times when they take away your best weapon, that's what Coach Belichick would always do. I'm gonna make you beat me with your beat plan. You're not gonna beat me with 8. So whatever you do really well, I'm gonna take that away. What the Eagles do better than damn near anybody in the NFL other than the Ravens is run the football. And Steve Spagnuolo took that away. They won because Jalen Hurts was accurate, he was on time, and he did what he needed to do. And when he couldn't find anybody open, he took off with his legs. Give him his credit for the day. We can say where he should be and where he shouldn't be. But today, he sits atop the throne. Kick your feet up, Jalen Hurts. Well-deserved victory.
Hey, if your partner is being secretive with their phone, you need to do this now. Most people are unaware this simple, yet powerful website exists. If you feel suspicious about a person in your life, you need to do this before it's too late. Just enter their phone number in this app and prepare to be surprised. I wish I knew about this tool sooner, so now I am warning as many people as possible to take my advice. Just click the link, enter their phone number, and brace yourself for what comes next. Learning the truth can be scary and uncomfortable, so please be prepared when using this tool. Informed Americans across the country are using this tool every day to protect themselves. Share this with everyone you care about, but especially your friends and family. Get ready to discover the truth about the people in your life with just a phone number. You can finally learn who she or he might really be. Click the link to get started. All searches are secure and confidential. What are you waiting for? Stop wondering about the owner of a phone number. Click the link, search a phone number, and prepare to uncover the truth.
You again. Yeah, I would agree a lot with that shit. I don't want to sit with the whole, like, give him his credit today. Listen, there's been 2 quarterbacks that have engineered offenses that have scored 35 plus multiple times in the Super Bowl. One of them is Joe Montana, the other is Jalen Hurts. So we gotta, if we're gonna be really critical and really loud and noisy of our criticism at Stephen A., I agree that answer the questions, we also have to be equally as loud with praising him. If you were in Kansas City, Shannon, to your point, and you said, hey,
You're going to get them in the 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, Philly's offensive bunch in this game. And Saquon's not going to do anything. We would have thought the score would be flipped. Everyone thought the score would have been 4-0 Kansas City because that's exactly what they wanted them to do. And he was sensational. And you have to give him credit for that. Now, I'm not saying he's more clutch than Patrick Mahomes, though, Stephen A. And I think you were hinting at that. I think still the most clutch quarterback.
No, what I'm saying is that they're head-to-head on the and saying he's certainly not more clutch than Patrick Mahomes. I'm saying to you, he's answered the bell. He sits here today as a Super Bowl MVP, having completely destroyed.
What I was saying is he more clutch than the other three that we were saying he wasn't in the conversation. But Shannon, I want to push back on one thing that you said because I want to make sure I'm clear. Because you said give him all the flowers today, right? All the flowers today. He's ahead of anybody.
Oh, man.
But you said today. And that's where I feel like there's the caveat. Overall, though, what did Jalen prove to you last night? How did his narrative change?
He's never going to make a statement because we can look. Like I said, statistically, when we look at his number one, we're never going to be as high as passing number.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's not going to be like a guy like Lamar Stephen this year who for 4,000 yards,
Yeah.
41 touchdowns, and Joe Burrow threw almost 5,000 yards. I don't think we're going to look at Lamar and say, damn, he got room for 450. That's not who he is. He's going to win. Like he's going to win the way the Eagles are ready to build on winning. We're just running the football. Jalen, we're going to try to throw the football when we want to throw it.
Yeah.
They don't force us to throw it. There's nothing else for us to throw it. If that's what they did, he did it. When they had the ball, when everybody was covering, he took out the leg. He got 13. He got 14. Because at the end of the day, RC, you know this, his play defense, the most frustrating thing is to give a team a 3rd down. They can't get up. Yeah. Oh, man. They're just dropping his team. They have him in 3rd and 8. They have him in 3rd and 13. They have him in 3rd and 7. It's first down. It's first down. It's first down. It's just like anything. I don't care. You make somebody take a tough shot at basketball evening if they should get the rebound. What if you do? So what if you get them in 3rd down? If you can't get off the field on 3rd down, what actually have you done? Because eventually they're going to catch up with their flash in the play. And that's what happened. The City Chiefs picked the worst time to play their worst football game as a team. Mahomes were bad, the defense was bad,